Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do this DIY ring light with the materials that cost less than $15. Stay tuned. So to get started, we're going to take our aluminum foil here, and I have the wrappers, and I tried to use them as is, but they were completely too big. So I decided to cut them in half, and they fit perfectly around this 14-inch floral wreath. So taking one of the aluminum foil sheets, I'm going to wrap it around the wreath. And I'm using my thumbs to make sure that it keeps its curve in the inside of the wreath. And I'm going to do this repeatedly around the wreath until it's completely covered. And I'm also making sure that every time I lay a new one, it's a little overlapping the last one. Now taking my scissors in the middle row of the wreath, I'm going to poke a hole. And this will be for the rope lights, the end of it to hang out to be able to connect and be plugged into the wall. Taking my first zip tie, I'm going to poke a hole through the foil closest to the middle metal as possible and close the zip tie on the outer ring. And I'm going to do this for the first row all the way around. Going forward, I'm using the previous zip ties as a guide. You really want to make sure that you're getting the zip tie around the metal on either side of the rope light. Now just repeat this all the way around. If you don't know, I just started my YouTube channel and I knew I would need better lighting that wouldn't break my pockets. So this was perfect. Cutting the zip ties were easier than putting them on, but as you guys can see, my scissors broke, so make sure that you have a nice sturdy pair of scissors. For the last row, I noticed that there was still some space between the first and second rows on the wreath. So I went ahead and wrapped it around twice, and I'm going to zip tie it all together. To avoid something like this, I would recommend that while you're on row number 2, to go ahead and wrap the lights around 2 times and then zip tie it together then. OMG, we're almost done and I can see how it's turning out, and I didn't know for sure if the lights are going to be bright enough or not, but to finish this off, I'm taking the last part of the lights and I'm zip tying it to the inner part of the ring. And for this last little tail end, I'm going to poke a hole through the second ring of the wreath and I'm going to zip tie it together there, simply because I didn't want it hanging off the end. And here's the finished product. Oh my gosh, 20 minutes later and we have a ring light. Now there is some holes from the zip ties, but don't mind it, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Finish it off. These chapter rope lights come with this connector and it has 2 prongs on the inside, so be careful when you're sticking it in there. And then once you get it in, just screw it or tighten it closed. Okay guys, I'm going to show you what it looks like once it's turned on. I cannot believe it. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Ring lights are really expensive, but this was $15 and it works. It is beautiful. So I would definitely call this a success. If you're thinking about trying it, I will include everything that I use down below in the description box. However, like, you guys know, some of this stuff can be found at Dollar Tree. If you decide to try this DIY, share it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If I can do it, so can you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.